Good evening. This is a little tutorial on layers. I want to believe Engineer Mshonga also taught you this, but I will just repeat it in case others did not manage to get the tutorial. So layers are useful when you want to segregate your work. For example, let us say you are a group of engineers, right? And on your drawing, there's going to be electrical connections, and then on your drawing, there's going to be the structural engineer's work, and then on your drawing, there's going to be an architect's lines there. So you want to segregate these lines. You can all highlight them so that all of them they can be seen on the drawing. But sometimes you want to show a certain type of line to represent a certain type of to differentiate it from another type of engineering. From electrical drawings you want to differentiate, from structural drawings you want to differentiate, from architect's work. But all these drawings can be combined on one. So at one time you might segregate. If you want to print for electrical drawings only, so those electrical drawing lines you highlight, and then those you bring. So you can do this in layers, so that at any given point you might want to present one layer of lines and one layer of work, so that it is the only one which is visible on the drawing, so that your drawing is not crowded with too much information which might not be required for a certain type of engineering. This is just a brief introduction to what use layers are for. If you read again, you get more information. So how do we do that? You see on our window here, there is this menu which is here, layer properties, right? Layer property manager. You click this, it will bring this window. Let me bring it here. There is only one layer which is there. This is the default type of line which is there, right? Hello, I want to create more layers. So I will just right click on that one. It will bring new layer. There it comes. If I right click again, to bring new layer. So I can create as many layers as I want. New layer, right? Then on each layer, this is the default one. The default one, you can change the color. Click here. Here you can change the color. If you want it green, and click green, you say okay. See, now it's green. You want it white, and click there, and it becomes white. A line type, this is the line color. Line type, click, double click. If the line that you want is not there, you load it. You find all these lines are there. Let us say we want a continuous line. Continuous line was already loaded. Or we want a dashed line or a center line like this one. And you say okay, then it's loaded. If you highlight it now and you say okay, you find that's the one which comes there, line type. You see, right? Then this is a line weight, which goes with the thickness. Want it a small thickness. These are the ranges of the thicknesses. You see, it has already changed. I click it, I change it to that bigger thickness, 0.3 millimeter. It will change. I click it, I want to bring it to 0.05 millimeter. It will change, right? Then this plot and stuff like that. We'll talk about that later. Alright, then this is layer 0, this is default. Layer 1, I want to change the line type. Maybe I want it red, so I click red. There you see. Then line color, sorry, line type. Then maybe I want it continuous. See, it's continuous. Then the line thickness, I might not want that huge thickness. Alright, so I'm defining the properties of what? Of my layer. Then I go to layer 3, click, let us say the color of the line, I want it blue. It's blue. Right? Then the line type, you might want it. This is solid line, this is a center line, this is a dashed line. But if the line is not there, I told you just load it. Maybe I want this type of dash. That is this one. Then I say okay. That is the line type. See? That's the one I've chosen. Is this the one? Let's close this. On this line type, yeah, line type. I want this one. Then I say okay. And that is the line that comes. See? Okay. Then the thickness, I want to change it. Maybe it becomes this one. See? So I can do all this for all my layers. Let us say this other one, I want it this color. Check color. Then the line type, I want it continuous. Then the line thickness, I want it this thing, right? Good. And then the last one, layer 4, the type of color, maybe I want it yellow for some reason. Then the type of line, maybe I want it continuous. And the line thickness, it depends where you want to use it. So these are my colors, my layers, sorry, which I have defined the properties of. Layer 0, the default, this is the color of the line, and this is the line type from the line type library. This is the line weight, right? These are the 3 things that I've taught you so far. So check, if I close this and then I come here to layers and I say this is, if I want to choose this as default, I double click this. But now check, I want to use this as default. So every line that I'm going to draw, because I've chosen this first 0, layer 0 as the default, every line will be white, every line will be of this line type, center, and every line that I'm going to draw will be of this line weight. Check. So I come here, you see the type of line that is coming by default, because by layer I said that's the line that when I'm drawing it will be the type of line that is there. Check now, I want to go to layers again, and then I choose this one, I double click it, layer 1 is the default. So what do you expect? You expect this line to be red and to be of a continuous nature and of this line weight, correct? So I close this, and I say line by layer. If it comes by layer, it will come exactly like what I've done. Maybe this will be a layer of electric. It is on the same drawing, but it is now a different color altogether. Let us say I chose a layer, sorry, I'm going the wrong direction. I chose a layer 3. I double click it. So every line that I'm going to draw now is going to be of that layer. Before we taught you layers, your layers your line type was coming defaultly in layer 1. You did not know it. The default layer was what? Was white, and it was continuous. Now I've introduced you to layers. You know you can now add more layers. And then that addition of layers, you can make your drawing have different sections of the drawing, the different color. So check, now we go layer 2, double click it, it's blue. Check now, every line that should come now is gonna be blue, and it's gonna be of that line type. Alright, this is just practice. Again, if I come here and I choose layer 3, it must come to this magenta color. This one was red in color, this one white, this is magenta, continuous. Right? So we say okay. So we go, we expect it to come exactly like that. Right? This is how your layers are used, are drawn. So all these lines, if I did not have all these layers, they were going to come up to one line type. If I go down, use the last layer, double click it, the lines will be yellow, and it will be continuous type. Check. This is our last layer. Right? Good. Now, one more interesting thing about these layers is that when you have got these layers, you can hide some of the layers. Peradventure, you want to see more clearly on another type of layer, or you want to print maybe a layer with a yellow color only, the rest you don't want to print, so you freeze the other layers. So I will teach you how to do that. Right, so I want to show you how you can use your layers knowledge to get some of these lines to be viewed for printing, to be viewed for editing, and you leave out the other types of lines so that they don't crowd your drawing. And you can edit a certain type of line or print a certain type of line without the crowd of other types of lines which are not needed at that time, but at some point they'll be needed collectively as a whole part of the drawing, which combines different fields. So check now, you see this yellow line. If we go to layers, as the red line, it's layer 1, right? Then the white line, which is this white line, is layer 0, default layer, right? Then let us deal with this one. The default is this one. Let us say we want to, this red one, we don't want it to be visible, or we want only the white lines, the rest, the blue line, the red line, the blue line, and the magenta line, and the yellow line, we don't want it. So what did we come here and we freeze them? Frozen, 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 and we say, okay, check. They are not there. Now we can edit this without any disturbance of the other types of lines. And also we can print this without the inclusion of the other types of lines. Let us say this section is an electrical section. We don't want the civil, we don't want the mechanical, we don't want the architectural. We just want maybe for the sewer diagram, or maybe you want only for the plumbing, which shows the plumbing circuits or the pneumatic circuits of a machine or anything. So you can print this. You can go again to your layers. If you want to include those big ones and freeze them, you will see they will come back, right? But when we did not want them, we could freeze them. Check. Let me repeat that again. Let me try and repeat it for you. I will repeat it for you. Then you see, you check. This is the red one. You want to freeze it. The blue one. You want to freeze it. But we keep the white one, magnetar, and the yellow one. And the yellow one. And you will see. And you will see what happens. So what do we do? We say, okay, check the type of lines that have been kept. Types of lines. If you go to your layers, you find those are the only ones which are not frozen. The white one, there is a white one. The, what do you call it? The magnetar, there is a magnetar. The yellow, there is a yellow. And if you want even to print them, you will discover that these are the only ones which shall be plotted. If you go to plot file plot, and I'm just trying to plot on any paper. Plot, I've got a PDF plotter. And you say extends, then we say preview. You see the type of lines that are printed are the only ones which we say okay, cancel. But you see here, these are the only ones that are the ones which are frozen, absent from the plot. So that's for now. That's good enough knowledge for you to keep concerning layers. We will add more knowledge on layers later, but for this is enough for you for practice. You can practice what is a freeze, what is log, what is plot, plot deactivated, plot activated. You can practice this, but basically that's what we expect you to know about layers as far as we are concerned for now. Thank you for listening. I wish you the best.